Yo, Bucko, it's Zero, coming back to you with another figure review. Today we have probably one of my most anticipated figures. It's the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian Super Commando. Oh man, have I been waiting for this one. Again, if you watched my Loyalist video, you'll know that I was super stoked when they announced these Clone Wars figures, just to have it ripped away from me because they were all Walmart exclusives. And this is one of those ones that him and Ahsoka are two of my most anticipated figures from this year, and I'm gonna be honest with you, didn't know if I was gonna be getting these guys. Hell, glad he came in. Ahsoka is still nowhere to be found, and the Clone Trooper is still nowhere to be found. So, praying that I get those in before the end of the year so they can maybe go on my top 10 list. But this boy is probably gonna be on there, and he's not even out of the box yet. Super stoked to get this guy in. He was shipped out and arrived at my house from a shipping crate container from California in one day. So super stoked to have this guy. Now, when I originally saw this guy on the Clone Wars, I thought, there is no way in hell we're ever getting this figure. And man, am I surprised they delivered. Now, my only hope was to think maybe we could get a Gar Saxon figure, which honestly I'm still hoping out for because his armor was pretty dope. Pretty similar to this, but he had like yellow all over him. Pretty similar, but still hoping out for that figure. And I'm still holding out for more Mauldelorians because, let's face it, the red Mandalorian figures are so cool, but oh man, I've been so excited to get my hands on this guy. So yeah, front of the box you got Star Wars Black Series up top, Star Wars Clone Wars on the side, Mandalorian Super Commando. Then on the side you got another Mandalorian Super Commando. His picture, which I just opened the Loyalist last video. Go check that out after this. And here he is next to the Loyalist. Pretty cool picture if you ask me. Then Cad Bane's on the side of this one. Let's throw this out of here. Back of the box, you got your portrait again. And then you got Mandalorian Super Commando, and the bio says Darth Maul's Mandalorians modified their armor to reflect allegiance to the Dark Lord. These Super Commandos wore red and black, and some fashioned horns atop of their helmet. Hell, this is probably the most badass Mandalorian design I've ever seen. Got your yellow stripe on the side. Top of the box has the window. Bottom of the box unreadables. And man, I can't wait anymore. Let's get this guy out of the box. And here he is out of the packaging, and I think I found one of my new favorite figures. This is probably my favorite Mandalorian figure. Oh man, it's gonna be a hard choice because all these Mandalorians have been amazing. Had so much fun with each and every one of them, but he's red. He's got the Darth Maul horns. He's like someone's like OC but real. I don't know how to explain it, but I love this. Before I get too into this though, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at his accessories. That's why I busted out Sabine and Jango here, and of course Sabine's gonna fall over. Now, again, highly recommend you watch that review for the Loyalist because I go into a little more depth there with the Jango and him. Again, these three pretty much share almost the same exact body mold, those three. So just with some minor differences, so I'm going to be comparing the three of them, just kind of not as much as I did with the Loyalist. So for starters, his West Star 35 for his first accessory, and that is way darker than Sabine's. Yeah, Sabine's is more of a silver, and it's like dry brushed silver on top of it. This is just a kind of straight silver plastic, metallic silver plastic, dark silver, kind of like that. And you get two of them. And then, of course, his is a little shinier. Here is the Loyalists. Here is Sabine's. not too much of a difference. And here is that, yeah, you get a whole 3 shades of blaster. So that's very cool there. Again, it's always nice to get these Westar 35s. They're very cool blasters. Cool to have more of them. I'm sure this won't be the last time we're going to see them. And then these go ahead, just like him, holster onto the side here. And oh my gosh, they look so nice. The darker color, oh, so nice. Alright, and then moving on to second accessory is this jetpack. Again, same thing. It's one of Django's. It's basically the same mold as Django's old jetpack, so you're not gonna get the pegs there, unfortunately. Really wish that they would have just done that. Now I thought originally seeing these two, they would have been the same exact jetpack, just reused, but no. This has the silver paint on it. This doesn't have any. It has just the red line, so it's a little plain compared to this one, but it's the better one of the two would definitely be this one. But honestly, I like the darker color. Still very clean looking. Wish it had the red. I don't know. Whatever, not that big of a deal. Go ahead and pop that on here. And you could probably interchange. If you really don't like how that looks, you can interchange it. Hell, you can even paint that up and put on Django if you really want. But that looks really good on him. The darker silver. Oh man. Loving this guy so far. Alright, and now is where we get to the kind of comparison. Okay, so... Ooh, okay. So for starters... Alright, so for starters, between the 3 of them, this is a really rubbery rubber. This is very stiff. This is a little rubbery. Besides that, they're basically the same piece, just this has spikes. And then, of course, the helmet is molded a bit differently. Yeah, you got the spikes here. Love the spikes. The spikes is what makes this. But yeah, it's another standard Mandalorian helmet. My paint is a little on him, but honestly, it's not too bad. Barely noticeable. Yeah, and then the same chest piece for all of them. Man, I really like these spikes here. Gosh. Then I'm noticing with his wires, they actually are painted black, so that's cool. So his wires, both of these are painted black on both sides compared to the original mold, but this one not. Also, yeah, so you get the black wires here, not black wires here. I actually kind of like that, so it's a little more detail here. There's not as much battle damage on this one, but do have a little battle damage on the pretty much I would have said the same spots, but they actually really aren't the same spots, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, besides that, it's the same exact mold as Django. Then the belt down is the same exact mold for these two. Then of course, compared to the Django, both these belts are different. And yeah, of course, the back. Yeah, besides that, it's pretty much the same exact mold on all 3 of them. But I would say this one is definitely the most different of the 3. And yeah, definitely the one you want to pick up, because oh man, if I was able to find this guy on the shelf, I would have lost my mind. This guy is absolutely a badass. Oof, I'm loving this guy so far. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a closer look at him because I feel like I've been super jumpy. Get these two out of here. Alright, yeah, so I've been super jumpy, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at him. And yeah, my paint is a little messy, but I mean, if you were a Mandalorian and you painted this up real quick, it's not going to be the cleanest thing ever, so not too mad that the paint on the helmet is a little bad. It's not the biggest thing ever. In fact, the only reason I notice it is because I'm staring at it through a camera that's zoomed in. Other than that, the paint is nice throughout. There's not too much battle damage, but you get the silver here. This is a little plain looking, like I said. Then of course the back, red on the back. Then you got the kind of like beige, really dark like beige pants and undersuit, like that a lot. I just like how these two are just polar opposites. Like, yeah, I really like the colors contrast of these two. They're gonna look really good head to head. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the articulation of this guy. Actually, first I want to show off the horns, because yeah, he's not the same exact red as Maul, but maybe the Maul is a little too bright. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping they eventually make a Clone Wars Maul figure, but for now they'll look pretty good with him. Yeah, really like that a lot. Yeah, you got all the Darth Maul spikes here. Fucking awesome. I mean, oh my god. Yeah, the tattoo pattern. I love this. I can't get enough of this. I really do hope they end up making more of... I really do hope they end up making more of these Mandalorians, because I mean there's a few. There's like a female one. There's a few female ones that I would like to see. There's a few in the Gar Saxon and stuff. I would really like to see those characters. So hopefully they do make more. I want to see a lot of stuff from the Clone Wars, but this is one of those. Those are the ones I wanted to see the most. So hopefully do get more, because I believe we are getting Bo-Katan soon. So at least we'll have more of the other side Mandalorians. Anyways, let's get into the articulation here. Same thing like the Jango and the Loyalist. You got a hinge. You got a hinge that leads up into a ball joint at the head. Decent amount of movement. Same as Boba, Jango, all those other Mandalorians. Pretty much the same thing. Then you got very soft rubber here, so got a hinge, swivel at the shoulder, and that's going to go all the way around. And then even though those spikes are there, they're rubbery, so they're not going to hinder anything. I should also mention these are really rubbery, so if you take a shelf dive, they're not going to break off or anything. Though if they stayed in the package too long, I could see them bending, so yeah, maybe they'll bend eventually in the package, I'm not sure, but out of the package it'll be fine. These are very soft rubber. I actually really like how they did that. So yeah, if you bring that in there, it's not gonna hinder or break anything. Really like that. And of course, that goes all the way around. Then you got your bicep swivel on both sides. You got your single jointed elbow, both sides. And the gauntlet moves, but again, it's hindered by the wires. Common theme through all these videos. Both sides hindered by the wires. So yeah. Actually, this one's kind of stiff on the side. And then on both wrists, it's hinge and swivel, and then, gosh, they are really stiff. In the swivel, and then they move in and out on both wrists. Again, kind of wish they had the up and down for the aiming, but I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much with these because it wouldn't be able to aim. You got a kind of ball joint at the torso, and then your legs go forward that much, back that much. Again, they kind of move out. You got your thigh swivels, and then you got your double jointed knees. Kicks his own ass. And then you got your hinge at the ankle and a forward facing pin for rocker. Right, now it's time to get a 360 view of this guy. Alright, now we're going to show him off next to some other figures, and here he's next to literally every other Mandalorian that I have open. Again, you'll notice I'm missing the Beskar Armor Mandalorian, which I will be opening up hopefully sometime this week. I'm also missing the armor, which again, will be opening up sometime this week. And I do not have the Proto Boba. Do not know if I'll be getting this in. But pretty much every other Mandalorian figure that has been released. Again, I put, just like the Loyalist, I put Heavy Mandalorian and Sabine next to him since they have the biggest difference between all the molds. And here he is next to Darth Maul. And here he is next to Lord Vader and the new Imperial Stormtrooper. And finally, here he is next to Luke Skywalker Squawker. Now, what can I say? I'm super excited that I've got this guy in. And yeah, oh my god, he's beautiful. I never thought I would have this thing in hand. Hell, I was worried that the pre-orders were never going to go through. Kept getting delayed some more. I think one of them even got canceled at some point. I think it was this guy. Reordered him. It's coming in on November, then December, then January, and then he just showed up one day. So thank God he's here. Love the painting on this guy, love the colors. Probably one of the most unique figures I have so far. He's definitely sure to stand out on anyone's shelf, and he looks damn good next to these other Mandalorians, and especially next to Maul. Do not pass this guy up. Hell, this might even be worth paying scalper price for, though he's going to be dummy expensive. I hate paying scalper prices for things, but definitely don't let this guy slip through the cracks. Hopefully they go ahead and re-release this guy as a standard release. They've been releasing a lot of these exclusives as just standard releases through the fan channel, so I'm really hoping he gets re-released eventually. Probably wait for that to happen. I'm also hoping they go ahead and release some more Mauldelorians, because I want more red Mandalorians on the shelf. These guys are badass. So anyways, as always, you can bring them in warm or you can bring them in cold. Thanks for watching and good hunting. And as always, this is the way.